From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Brian Todd with today's voice briefing. It's Monday, June 17th, 2024.
I'm Paul Egan reporting for the Detroit Free Press. The Michigan State Police is in turmoil. The agency is reeling from a promotion scandal at the Flint Post that ended 5 careers. It's also struggling with decades-long efforts to diversify the police agency, long dominated by white men. Even with Governor Gretchen Whitmer's September appointment of Colonel James Grady as the MSP's third black director, things are not improving quickly. Only one black recruit was part of a class of 54 that graduated in Lansing on Friday. 3 top officials recently retired from the agency unexpectedly. The Free Press also reported Wednesday that Grady himself was questioned by Internal Affairs in connection with the Flint investigation. The Flint Post commander, who was forced to retire or else be fired, told troopers in Flint that she'd spoken to Grady about the allegations against her, and Grady said there was no evidence. That was a lie, Grady told Internal Affairs.
From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Dana Afana. One of the mayor's top officials is being investigated. The Planning and Development Director, Antoine Bryant, will be investigated by the Board of Ethics on whether he violated the city's ethics ordinance after executing the Detroit Be the Change murals without proper approvals. In emails obtained by the Free Press, records show that Bryant, the city's arts and culture director, Rochelle Riley, and the New York artist group Street Art for Mankind moved forward with painting 6 murals across downtown ahead of the NFL draft without an approved contract. Detroit City Council is required to approve these contracts, in this case, a $215,000 contract to pay the artists before they begin work, but they rejected it because the process went against the city charter. The artist group has not responded to the Free Press, and they could potentially file a lawsuit. More on the story is available at freep.com.
I'm Andrew Burkle with the Free Press Sports Department. This past weekend was the perfect encapsulation of who the Tigers are on offense and why they continue to struggle despite flashes of potential. The 3-game weekend series against the Houston Astros started with the Tigers batters looking utterly flummoxed against Astros starter Hunter Brown. The Tigers managed just 5 hits and struck out 10 times while scoring no runs. Then on Saturday, all of a sudden, things completely flipped. The Tigers were originally supposed to face Justin Verlander on Saturday, but then he was scratched last minute, and the Tigers hitters went berserk. The Tigers scored 8 runs in just the first 3 innings and finished the game with 19 hits, leading to 13 total runs. Riley Green had himself a day too, going 4 for 5 with 2 home runs. Fast forward to Sunday, and the Tigers team from Friday was suddenly back on the scene. The Astros got the Tigers starter Kenta Maeda early, scoring 4 runs in just the first 2 innings. And as the Tigers tried to chip away at the lead, they were simply mowed down time and time again. It was looking like the Astros were going to throw a no-hitter combined, too. The Tigers were hitless until well into the 8th inning when Wenceel Perez flipped a single into center field to break up the combined no-no. The Tigers managed to pick up 2 more hits in the 9th inning and even scored a run, but they did end up losing the game 4-1. The whole thing leaves you just wondering, how good is this Tigers team? They have a middle-of-the-pack offense in terms of run production, but at the same time, they are liable to just completely no-show in any given game. There's obviously a lot of baseball to play this year, and the Tigers are now 34-37, with more than half of the season remaining. Next up is a road series with the 2021 World Series champions, the Atlanta Braves. The question is, which Tigers team will show up in Georgia?
Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.